Okay, so for today what we're going to be doing is installing a CoCoVGA button board. A little board that has the video output and the two buttons for changing some of the settings. And this is probably the most difficult part of the installation of the CoCoVGA, just because of drilling the holes correctly. So what we've done is come up with a little template here, a drill template, there it is, that will let you position the holes, accurately relative to each other at least. So it has a little notch here in the bottom that goes over the reset notch in the top shell of the case, and the bottom of the board just goes flush with the bottom of the top shell. So the first step would be to tape this in position with some sort of tape. And I will just get this sort of centered on there. Taped on, it doesn't really have to be neat as long as it's holding it in position. And we'll be able to drill right through the tape, so that is not an issue. So, something like that. Now, we start off with the holes that are marked A and B there on either side of the large hole. That's what we're going to use to fasten the board a little more securely while we're doing the other holes. So, I'll get my drill bit ready here. We'll go in the right direction, and we will just get those two drilled. Now you'll get a little bit of hardware along with the CoCoVGA button board here, which includes a few little washers, the standoff to put the board in, and a nut. And what I think we do here, just to give this some stability, the thing to do would be to use this screw, one of the washers, and a nut, or maybe just the nut actually. Yeah, that will work. And we're just trying to, get it so it won't move around, especially with the larger hole while we're drilling things. So the screws will reach just barely with the nut there. Or you could go get some, longer screws if you wanted a little bit more secure purchase there, I suppose. However, this will do it with the hardware that comes with the little button board. So, right tool for the right job, huh? Needle nose pliers. So, now we have our board on there. The two holes drilled, and that is fastened on, so that's not going anywhere. Now we'll do the two holes for the buttons. So we'll switch our bit. And I don't know if you can see that, but that worked just fine. Even cleared our little case support there. So I guess on the larger hole here, this would be the difficult hole. First ones were pretty easy. So I think I will just kind of carefully center it there, and I've got the drill in reverse. I would probably have been wise to drill a pilot hole here, actually. I think I've got it more or less centered there, so this is where the template will hopefully do its job. You know, going slow is a good idea on this large one, and I'm going in reverse the whole time, just so it's kind of melting its way through there. Alright, so we've got through, and I did not notice a lot of rubbing up against the template, so I believe that went okay. Now what you get left with here is a, since we were in reverse, you know, it kind of melted it out there, but what we basically have is the board in at this point. Now I'm going to remove the little screws holding the board on. I'm actually going to take the template off now, and then we'll cut away this little bit of flashing or whatever you want to call it from the bigger drill bit. Got our template off of there and our tape, and now we can go in here with a razor blade and remove the little bit of flashing from the drills as they came through to the inside of the case. And that looks like it has worked quite well there. Now we'll prepare our button board to go in by getting the hardware on here. And so we'll get our standoffs on this side. And let's see. I think I arranged this so there'd be, of the 3 washers per side, 1 washer on this side with the stand. No, it must have been 2. It's been a little while since I put one in. I had the spacing worked out just right. So 2 washers on the top, 1 washer on the back. Same thing again. Over the other side here. This is the exciting part of the show. Oh, my washer. Okay. I'll just tighten that up a little bit. So there we have that, ready to go in. Now this button board, one of the buttons comes very close to the support here, and what I'm going to do is just cut out a little section of that support so it doesn't bind that button up. I may see if I can move the template a little bit to avoid the need for this. But for now, we will just cut out a small section and kind of clean that up. A little difficult maneuvering with this large razor blade in here, but I believe we have it there. Okay. Now you can see I just cut out a small section of the support rib there. Now we should be able to put our button board in, and we won't have any binding of the button or anything like that. So at that point it's just 2 screws. Once we get those in, we have an installed button board ready for the cable to be put in. And that came out very cleanly. And we got our buttons. They're both free and clickable. And you can see on the underside here how it is positioned in there. And that is how you put in a button board with one of our templates. That worked out quite well. This was the first time I've used one. So, very nice. Good luck with your installations.